Good morning. Today is day 1 of the challenge. Here's how it's gonna go. Come. I have chosen a list of topics to talk about and a list of locations to talk about them at. And every day we're going to randomly choose a topic and the location. And to do that, I made... Alright, let's go. So, topic for today is... navigating friendships. We are going to talk about it at... Okay, so this is really important. The reason why I woke up so early is because it's a Saturday and this location is going to decide whether or not we need to get up, get ready now and beat the traffic, or we get to sleep in for a couple more hours. Oh, and these are all locations in Beijing. Oh my gosh, I'm actually kind of scared. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to this place called Beijing Square. That was right next to the Hanlegu amusement park, which is so far from here. But okay, Beijing Square, we can definitely work with that. But the only problem is I've never been to Beijing Square and I don't know where that is. So Beijing Square is Beijing. Okay, it is pretty far. It should be like 40-50 minutes by car. So it's open at 10, which means good night. And we are off. I seriously considered whether or not I should take public transport, but I made a promise to myself. If I'm gonna be doing this challenge, I'm gonna be investing in my time and energy, which means taking a Didi, which is like an Uber.
交通安全提示：您的行程较远，前后排都请系好安全带。前方500米红绿灯直行。
I just got off the cab, but I have no idea where I am. We're gonna figure that out. The topic that I chose for today is navigating friendships as an adult. During freshman year of college, I think I've had about 2 distinct types of friendships. The first one was where I knew a lot of people, but all the relationships lacked depth. And that in itself was a dilemma because every time I would meet a friend, they would say that it looked like I had a lot of friends, but that really wasn't the reality. So although I did have friends who I could hang out with, but I didn't really have anyone that I could go to when I was having a bad day or was feeling homesick. So I learned that having too many friendships that lack depth can also cause this feeling of emptiness. It's not really the most healthy way to go about interpersonal relationships, in my experience at least. The second period was when I had a couple of really close friends, but they weren't close, like they were just friends that I did everything with. So I need to make a distinction between the two. So I had a couple of friends who I always went out to lunch and dinner with them, I always went to classes with them, but every time we would hang out, I just didn't feel good about the hangout or about myself in general. But I kind of just went with it because it was nice. It was convenient having someone that you can constantly rely on when you didn't want to look alone, if that makes sense. So back then, I was constantly thinking about how others perceived me, and I didn't want to seem too alone, like I didn't have a friend group. And these people were the people that I could call my friend group, even though I didn't feel comfortable being with them. That's not healthy. That was the second period. Moving on to what I learned. I already touched on this in the first portion, but I said you don't need that many friends to feel that fulfillment in your interpersonal relationships. I also learned in deciding what kind of people I want to keep close to me, I have 3 main criteria. The first one is pretty intuitive. After being with this person, do you have a positive or negative lingering feeling? Question 2, does this person make you a better person? Meaning, does this person inspire you? Does this person give you constructive criticism? Third question, are there certain aspects you want to learn from this person? If you answered yes to these 3 questions, then it's most likely that that person is a good friend. And these aren't like hard criteria, like whenever I meet a person I'm like, oh, do they meet the first, second, third criteria? No, it's not like that. But it's just something that I have on the back of my mind to consider whether or not this person has a positive impact on me. Because I want to keep, why is my voice so high? Because I want to keep close to those people who who have a positive impact on my life, you know, the good vibes. In this little talk, I just wanted to share how I've been navigating my friendships in college, and I'm not saying that this is the correct way to do things. This is just how I choose to go about my interpersonal relationships, and if anyone else out there has the same or similar values that I do, just want to share that. So after coming to college, I started to recognize the fact that I am an individual who has their own time and energy, which is very important, and I need to be prioritizing that. So the people that I let into my life are the people who, I don't want to say are worth, but yeah, they are the people that are worth my time and energy. So anyway, going about your friendships, your interpersonal relationships, it's so much easier once you realize that you are the only person who's going to be there for yourself. So you need to prioritize yourself. You need to say no when you want to say no, and not waste your energy on unimportant matters. I am at a Starbucks Reserve and just wanted to share some things that I've noticed. This is a very average latte. So for the most part, I have gotten over my fear of filming in public, but there is this thing. So I can do it. I can pull out my tripod, my camera, and start recording, right? But the thing is, I still care about whether or not people are watching me. Sometimes I just say things off the top of my head, and it might not be congruent with the topic that I'm trying to talk about, just because I feel like I'm just trying to fill the quietness. I'm trying to fill the audio. This is another thing that I need to work past. I'm going to be doing this for all of July. Pick a location, pick a topic, and go. And after filming today, I think it's not going to go exactly as I planned, but the choosing a topic thing is, I think it's going to be helpful in giving my video more structure so that I'm not just pointlessly vlogging the whole day. I think starting and just taking action is the most important thing, and I've done that, so we'll adjust along the way. I was actually going to get street food, but then I realized that I'm at a tourist attraction, so the street food is super expensive. It's like the same price as Starbucks, so I was thinking I need air conditioning and food, so came to Starbucks. I think it's cool how they incorporate. There's a WeWork here.